guys! Today we're checking our word problem answers, so let's get started. Number 1 says Amy read 1,458 math problems in April. Doug completed 1,857 math problems. How many problems did they complete all together? That key word all together is going to tell us that we are going to add. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to say, what do we know? We know Amy read 1,458 math problems. And Doug completed 1,857 math problems. They want to know how many they read all together. That keyword all together tells us we're going to add. We're going to make sure they're lined up here. We always start in the ones place. So let's get started. We have 8 plus 7. 8 plus 7 is 15. Carry the 1. Put the 5 under the ones place. 1 plus 5 is 11. I know 5 plus 5 is 10. Add 1 more is 11. 1 plus 4 plus 8. I'm going to say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Carry that 1. Put the 3 down. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So we have 3,315 math problems. Don't forget your label. Nice work. Let's go on to number 2. Number 2 says, Jackson sold 2,473 popcorn containers in January. He sold 1,241 containers in February. How many more containers did he sell in January than in February? That keyword, how many more, is going to tell us we're going to subtract. So, first thing we're going to do, what do we know? Write that down. That makes it so much easier. So, Jackson sold in January. I'm going to abbreviate here. He sold 2,473 containers. And in February, again, I'm going to abbreviate, he sold 1,241 containers. That key word, how many more did he sell in January than February? We are going to subtract. Rewrite this so that my numbers are really nicely in line. Otherwise, that could cause us to make a silly error. And we're going to subtract. Always start in that ones place. 3, take away 1. 2. 7, take away 4. 3. 4, take away 2. 2. 2, take away 1. 1. He sold 1,232 popcorn containers. Make sure you label. All right, let's try number 3. Number 3 says, Miss Shraggy grew a sunflower that was 123 inches long on Monday. On Tuesday, it grew 35 more inches. How many inches did it grow on Tuesday? First thing we're going to do, look for the key words. It says, how many inches did it grow on Tuesday? How many? We're going to add. It tells us we're going to add. We're going to write down what we know. On Monday, it grew 123 inches. On Tuesday, it grew 35 more. That tells us we're going to add. I'm going to erase here so that we're aligning our ones. Always start in that ones place. 3, take away 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 2 plus 3 is 5. And we carry down our 1. So we have 158 inches on Tuesday. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 says the boys in Silver Creek Elementary sold 278 books for the fundraiser. The girls sold 194 more books than the boys. How many books did the boys and girls sell all together? Now this is a tricky one. This is a two-step problem. Okay? Now, we know that it says all together. That's our key word to add. So we're definitely going to add. But we really have to understand this problem. We're going to write down what we know. The boys in Silver Creek Elementary sold 278 books. It says for the girls, they sold 194 more than the boys. More than the boys. So do we know how many they sold? No, we don't, because they sold 194 more than the boys. And the problem wants us to find how many the boys and girls sold all together. So the first thing we're going to have to do is figure out how many the girls sold by adding 278 plus 194, because the girls sold 194 more than the boys. So let's add that, starting in that ones place. 8 plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry that 1, drop down the 2. 1 plus 7 plus 9. I know 1 and 9 make 10. 10 plus 7 is 17. Carry that 1, drop down the 7. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. So now we know the girls sold 472 books and the boys sold 278 books. So now we have to add those together to see how many the boys and girls sold all together. So I'm going to do it real nice and skinny here. 278, let me erase this bad boy up here, plus 472. Always, always, always start in that ones place. 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry that 1. 1 plus 7 plus 7 is 14, 15. 1 plus 2 plus 4, we have 4, 5, 6, 7. So we know the boys and girls sold 750 books. Write that down here. 750 books. Make sure you label. All right, last one. Mrs. Dawson grew 1,842 tomatoes this summer. Mrs. Monk grew 3,846 tomatoes. How many more tomatoes did Mrs. Monk sell than Mrs. Dawson? First thing we have to do is look for those keywords. I hear that keyword that says how many more. That's going to tell us to subtract. Now let's write down what we know. We know Mrs. Dawson, all right, Mrs. D, she grew 1,842 tomatoes. And Mrs. Monk, Miss M, she grew 3,846. We're going to subtract those two because it asks us how many more tomatoes did Miss Monk sell than Miss Dawson. How many more tells us to subtract. Now, I always have to make sure when I'm subtracting, it says how many more did Miss Monk sell. So what I have to do is I need to have Miss Monk on the top because she sold more. And I need to know the difference. The bigger number has to be on top. I'm going to erase this so that I can properly subtract these. So I have Monk on the top, 3,846. Always making sure my numbers are lined up properly in the ones place. 1,842. All right, we're going to subtract these numbers because it says how many more. All right, always start in that ones place. 6 take away 2 is 4. 4 take away 4 is 0. 8 take away 8 is 0. 3 take away 1 is 2. Miss Monk grew 2,004 more tomatoes. 4 more tomatoes. Nice work.